See if I could actually get out of this bed right now and I'd accidentally pull that bugger's catheter tube. Give him something to really complain about. Nurse is doing her best. Christ, she's done 9 hours already. Doesn't need this tosser giving her grief. Relax, you diddy. No, I'd better not say that in case he shites the bed. Nurse Wendy doesn't need that. And he's the sort of dick to come out with, but that's what you're here today. Look after me. Nurse me, nurse. Diddy boy shouldn't even be in this bay. We're all amputees. And look at him with his arm in a stookie. Fell off his bike and went home and thought he'd get away with some first aid. Sticky plasters and an early night. Now here he is. Ain't shit. Infected with vascular complications. Shit in the bed's the least of his problems. Me? 6 days since it all kicked off. The pain. And the morphine lasted for a whole trip in the ambulance. By the time I was in hospital, I was beginning to get a bit surreal. On your own and not really knowing what was happening. No one to talk to. Nurses, aye, but they all had plenty to do. Well, all I was doing was just lying on a bed waiting for a decision. And when it came, I wasn't really surprised or shocked. I'd already decided what was going to happen, and the look in the surgeon's face told me all I needed to know. But it was distant, out of body stuff. So the leg came off above the knee, and when I came out of theatre, my mind was set. Life was going to start again. I'm not letting this get me down. The leg's gone because I had to. Came too bloody close to the end. But we're still here. And looking round, jeez, I'm the only one above the knee. They've all got bits of leg by their bed, and I'm not ready to ask about the prosthetics. Physios were quick on the scene. Second day, and this pale blue uniform turns up at the bed. Jenny begins to talk about the wheelchair. Wasn't expecting one of them so soon. I knew fine well I'd end up in one. Just hadn't given it much thought. Anyway, got me mobile, out of this bed, and let me wander around the ward to see what was going on. 3 bays of 6 beds, then around the other side there must have been, 5 single rooms and a toilet. Folk round there didn't look at all well. I had to laugh. Mind the first time the nurse came and asked about my pressure points. I thought she said precious points. I wondered what the hell she was talking about. Felt a right diddy when I realised I just hadn't heard her proper. Then she says, well, you'd better roll over then. The amount of arse-bearing I've done since I come in here. Leave your dignity at the front door, because once you're in the system, medical staff armed with pages of notes, clipboards with yon spring-loaded clamps straining against a wad of paperwork they have in you. And then there's the spectacle of the green team, that's what I call them. The sawbones and the vein plumbers. Here's respect, but and the newly qualified doctors, armed to the teeth with notes and curiosity, standing there in a huddle at the foot of the bed with the boss man or the boss lady, gets a quiet word in her ear. 'Cause something new's been added to your file and maybe dictates something into yon wee dictaphone, and they're not really keen on wanting you to hear. Not that I'd understand it anyway, written in Latin, amo, amas, amat and that. I was asking Wendy one time when she wasn't fleeing round the room nursing someone. I says, Wendy, excuse me for asking, but you seem to spend an awful lot of your time scribbling on the clipboard sheets. Is it all that necessary? I know what she says. Tell me about it. I don't think she's all that impressed with the paperless society. Here's another thing. How the hell do they manage to write the notes at night when all the lights are out? Wee bit on the inside of my stump's leaking, so it's put the physio back. But I refuse to be beaten by this. Maybe I'm in denial, but if I am, I'm going to deny it. It's all about managing the change. Scott was saying, when he first got home after his first operation, went to go to the toilet, forgot he didn't have his prosthetic on, got the wee fella out and fell right over, real Del Boy stuff, piss everywhere, lesson learned. Yes, let's get walking again. Oh, that first day in the gym. Oh, the rails. I knew they'd be there, bolted to the floor, a good 40 feet, my new stomping ground. A few prosthetic legs leaning against the wall, waiting for someone. No arms lying about, just legs or bits of legs. But the rails felt good when I was allowed to grip them for this time and stand between them. Here's where I'm going to get my leg back. First prosthetic was like something out of yon Hammer horror films. Bloody thing looked like it doubled as an instrument of torture. Jenny called it a femirate. When it's put on, the stump's pulled down at the socket and then 3 plastic binders with Velcro straps secure it, pulled tight. And when you stood up, Christ, am I supposed to walk in this? You saw yourself in this big mirror at the end of the room. I looked like shit. But the challenge was there, staring right back at me. See you, you're on.